Who wants them? Everybody knows them. You know what you want, that you want them, and selling Girl Scouts cookies is a business. And if you want to know why Girl Scouts sell their cookies, then keep listening and you will learn. It's not cookie. These are some of the references that I'm going to be mentioning. The main Girl Scout website, and from the main office, which is here in Jacksonville, I spoke to Patty Prestner, which is the product sales manager, and then I have my personal experience as a troop leader for the last 2 years. When can you get cookies? That's the big question. January to February is when the pre-orders begin. And those are the important dates to remember, because if you buy them in the pre-orders, you don't pay for them until you actually receive them, and you'll get them straight off the truck. So they're not sitting in the sun, they're not getting bad, and they aren't, if you know what's going to happen when you're going to get them. The little girl that you order them from will call you up, I got your cookies, and you'll be like, I'm home Saturday, drop them off anytime, and they'll drop them off.
Kim,
Yes.
leave the remote just lying on the podium. You don't even have to pick it up, just touch the trigger.
Okay. And then the cookie booths are only open this year for 3 weekends, and after that, the cookies are no longer in sale after March 11th. According to the Girl Scout website, the history of the Girl Scout cookies started in 1917. Julia Jordan Lowe was the founder, and I'm going to be giving you some information later on in the speech that if you remember it, you might win a box of cookies that I brought of your choice. So listen up when I ask the question at the end, maybe you can get it. The Girl Scouts raised money by actually going to their kitchens and baking cookies. It wasn't until 1922 when this recipe, along with 3 others, came out and the girls were nationally cooking the same cookies throughout. They sold a dozen cookies for 25 cents. In 1936 was the first commercial baking cookies, which came in boxes like this. They ranged anywhere from a dozen cookies to 44 cookies per box, depending on what kind of cookie you got. This is the founder, Julia Gordon Lowe, and in 1966, it's a National Girl Scout Cookie Day that she actually is now a national holiday in the United States. On March 12th, it was started every year, and that's why on March 11th is the end of the cookie sales, because the 12th is his birthday. And then in 1966 was when it started. And I don't know how to get the YouTube video to start. Do I put the mouse on the computer? Or?
Try that.
Here. Oh, the cookies are here. Pwede ka tayo, King. The cookies are here.
The cookies are here.
That was an actual commercial that they played in the 1970s for Girl Scout cookies to get them more well known to the public. During the wartime, unfortunately, we had a shortage on flour, sugar, and some of the baking goods necessary to make cookies. So with the wartime ration stamps, the cookies unfortunately had to be limited to 2 boxes per household. If you got more than that, you're very lucky, but most people didn't have the stamps to afford it. These stamps here were the ones that they were given per household, and it took 4 stamps to buy 1 box of cookies, which is the equivalent of about $7 a box. And this was in the 40s, which that's almost 100 times what it's worth today. If you were to buy the same box of cookies, it'd be like paying $70. The Gifts of Caring was started during the Vietnam War. The Gifts of Caring is when the Girl Scouts come to you and ask you, please donate a box of cookies or some funds towards helping the troops. And when there are troops overseas, we will mail the box of cookies with no charge to you guys and no charge to the Girl Scout troop themselves. The Girl Scouts have started keeping track, and we have sent millions of boxes over every year just for the troops that are serving our country. And they serve people just like this. Cookies can be sold, yes, at the Girl Scout booths and with the Girl Scout Finder, but it's become such a big business that now Dreyer's Ice Cream and Dairy Queen are selling ice cream cookies in their shakes, which is a limited time during the years that they are in August and in March, but it's basically from February until June. You can find some form of the cookies if you happen to miss them. And there's another video. This video is going to be of the Blizzard commercial that they came out with. That's a fairly recent one.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like to buy a box of Girl Scout cookies?
No thanks. I already have this Girl Scout cookie blizzard.
This is it, Becky. The big one. Mission Impossible. The final countdown. Well, you could always cram more cookies into your blizzard.
Done.
They sell themselves. The Girl Scouts Thin Mint and Tag-Along Peanut Butter Patty Blizzards at Dairy Queen.
When they started doing that particular program of selling the blizzards, they sell out within the first 5 days, and they have no more cookies to make the blizzard, which will take a couple people off in the process. But that's how popular the Girl Scout cookies are. The girls learn when selling the cookies the following skills, and without the actual process of learning to manage their money for the troop, they aren't learning any of those skills. During the sales, they also build the following values. That patch with the green circle, which is the cookie on it, that's the cookie patch that they earn. And last year, the Imagine If was their logo that they had.
Yes, you try to avoid speaking back to the screen gesture where you want us to speak out to here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The selling safety is one of the biggest things about Girl Scout cookies because people don't like seeing little girls wandering the streets by themselves, even if they're in uniform. So what they have done is they have made the girls do internet safety, the door-to-door safety, and the other safety. They made the girls sign this contract, and this is one of the programs they have to go online to do. If they don't sign this contract, they are not allowed to sell cookies. And the parents also have to sign a contract saying that they acknowledge it. During the cookie club is the online site I told you about. There's games and there's activities that the girls have to do, otherwise they will not be able to actually sell the cookies. Now, the cookies are on the market for a limited time, so we ask you to pre-order, and when they come, you better pay, otherwise they will be sold to somebody else who wants them. They have a booth, buy them at the booth, and if you see a Girl Scout in uniform, you can stop and you can ask for them, but don't actually ask them to get into your car or into your home because they are not allowed to do that. And how to get fresh Girl Scout cookies. This comes from the main office, Ms. Kreshner. She told me basically that the following steps are ways for you to get the freshest cookies possible. And in the slight event, which it has happened, that your cookies are not perfect, then you need to open the box in front of them if you think that the box is a little too warm or they just might be crushed or something. And the troop has to give you another box, and they aren't penalized for that in any form. According to the walletpop.com, the money that the girls earn for the Girl Scout cookies goes to the following parts of it. The baker gets 85 cents. The office gets $2.50, which seems like a lot, but it covers everything that the girls don't have to pay for later when they go on camping trips and things that help the community. The service unit, which is the area that manages the individual troops, only gets 10 cents, which barely covers paper costs, let alone anything else. The troop themselves, depending on cookie sales, gets 55 to 85 cents per box. The more cookies to sell, the more money they make. And then the community gets any of the remaining funds if there are any. And then if you donate, any donation goes directly to the troop 100%. It doesn't get divided among. And here's a nice little cookie chart that I got off of the Girl Scout website, basically saying the same thing. And so now you know all about cookies. They're sold from February to March by the Girl Scouts. You can buy other cookie products in the stores or at Dairy Queen. And you can help girls in the community when you do buy the cookies. Cookies supports the troops, and Cookies money is the equivalent of that is being divided. Now, are you hungry? I got the question for you. Answer the following question and you'll get your choice of one of these cookies. And if nobody can answer it, Ms. Grimes gets it. So, here's the question.
Yes.
What day and year was National Cookie Day started and occurs each year? Anybody, Ms. Grace, go ahead.
March 12th,
What year?
1966.
Very good, come on. Yay! And that's the answer. You choose, anyway. He gets a choice between the Tide ones, which is the peanut butter ones, the Delache, which is the caramel ones, and the trifolds, which is like the shortbread. And those are the cookies of the Girl Scouts. I hope you learned something. Go back, find somebody in February, buy them from them, and get them fresh. Thank you.
Nice job, Kim.